This is Alex Kidd here. I want to show you a word editor plugin I developed for placing and replicating lights. Perhaps you had the problem before that you set a lot of light poles and you don't want to make the lights for every light pole. So this is what I was struggling for and with. And I made a small plugin. But first of all, for example, how to make repetitive light poles besides the street, I show you how I would do it with a new spline tool from BeamNG since 0.37. So we just make a spline. I have here some terrain without a lot of stuff. And we just draw a spline. I start with this master spline because from the master spline, you can derive other splines like road spline for getting the road decals, or like mesh splines for placing the poles, for example, procedurally. So this makes sense to start with a master spline because then you can use it for all the other spline types you have. There's another one, it's a assembly spline, for example, for fences and for electrical poles, you know, where you have, for example, the cables in between and stuff like that. Yes, but I start with this master spline now. I try to get it in the middle of this asphalt terrain here, more or less. First of all, of course, we have to press plus. So, and now we can start. There are a lot of properties for these splines. I'll show you later, but this is not the main perspective of this video. Oh God, it's quite that good. So I say conform the selected master spline to the surface below. I think it's better for my example here. I want to make it a bit longer. You can just left alt and you know it's more or less like the decal roads. But the good thing is you can do it as long as you want, because if you make decal roads with it, I'm not so exact now, it will split the decal rods automatically. It's just a little bit here. Okay, go until this point. So if you want to change the width of the whole master spline, you can't do it immediately here with shift or something, because it would only change one of the nodes. You have to click this lock the shape of the master spline, for example, here. And then you can change the width for all the nodes. You see it. So, okay. I make this typical 7 meters road here. It's okay. So, okay. Once we have done that, we say we want to add a mesh layer for setting the light poles. So click here, makes a new mesh spline. And if we want to add the meshes, we have to go to this mesh spline here. So we have this small triangle, and then we go to the linked mesh spline type. You see it does something here, but as default, it's set to barriers, concrete barriers. For heaven's sake, they have some light pole presets too here, like this mast arm pole. You see, we want to take this one. This would be perhaps a bit too much or too many for this countryside rural road. So if you want to change that, open outside, you have this spacing property here where you can make bigger gaps or smaller spacing, like ever you want. If if it's not enough to have 40 meters of spacing, for example, you can click Control and click into this field, and then you can enter a number. So you could enter 60, for example, or 100 or whatever. Yes, or 600. But I think for our example, 30 meters are okay. 30 is okay here for us. So 30, 40. Oh, somehow. This is dangerous. If you take this one, the vertical offset, we want to have it at 0. Okay. I don't change more than these four things here. But of course, you see the lamps are now on one side, on the middle of the road. We don't want to have them here, of course. Therefore, you go back to the master spline, and you have this lateral position here. So, and then you can change the lateral position, and you see it goes beside the road. Okay, I think this is okay for us now. For our example, I think it's quite nice. Okay. Now we try my add-on. First of all, we need some nice light. So I just add for the first one, I add just a point light right now. Click to the point light and put it here. It's not perfectly aligned now. So select it, a little bit here, and then we need to have a nice kind of light cone. We need spotlight too. Take another spotlight here, put it here. See if it works. Okay, there's the point. Where's my point light? Hey, why is it on the floor? The magnet is, of course, the magnet is very bad. I hate the magnet. So, okay, it's more or less okay. Now we check out how the okay, it shines down. That's quite okay. Let's see how it looks if we make it a bit darker. Yeah, it's not good, but come on. So hard to select them. So a little bit outside and try to I want this one. This, and then in the properties, with the light properties, I have big problems. I really have no real good clue about them. So I think it's good to make the angle a bit bigger, like something like this. Don't know, is the range okay, or is it better to take 15? Okay, it's very bright. Don't know. Here you have the brightness. What happens if I turn 2? Oh, it's getting really bright. I don't know, perhaps like this. And of course, the night lights should be a bit warmer in color, perhaps a little greenish. Don't know. Okay, it's not perfect, but what is this parameter with the range? It's just don't know. Okay, cast shadows is of course good here, I think. Okay, I think for our demo, it's quite okay. All the other stuff you have to check out yourself. So now we have one light. I want to see something. Perhaps make this point line a bit brighter too. So, this is important. I think the radius of the point light is quite important. 10, I don't know. So make it a bit warmer as well. Don't know exactly which color is good for it. Oh. Okay. So now we have made these two lights here. And so that I can easily find them, I make a folder here and I call it template spline pole. So because I made it out of the spline, and I put my lights inside here. So, and I take the first of these splines and select it for now. And now I show you what I'm doing. Quite, to be honest, it's quite good to make a copy of it. I'll tell you later why. So, it's a bit stupid. Doesn't matter. And I take it and copy it to my hole here. Was it the right one? Yes. So, and now I show you my tool. We go to window menu. How you install this plugin is described in the forum threads, and I give you a link below this video, of course. So, and we have this replicate lights and objects window now here. So here I take this copy. I made a copy of it because if you decide to change something at the spline, at this mesh spline, it might be that it's regenerated. And so we are safe, we have it at one place with the right lights here. So you see, I have selected this lamp pole, and you say here in my tool, select a template, get object by selection, and it selects it. Then we have to select our lights. Get lights by selection. We selected the both lights, and you can optionally select another 3D T-static object if you want to replicate it with the lights, but we don't need that now. So I say use a new folder, and then I just press generate lights, and you see that all our poles have the lights at the right position. What happened here? Okay, this mesh spline tool seems to be a bit buggy. I don't know exactly why this happened here. It might be that we will see later. First of all, we take a look if all the meshes have lights. Yes, they have all lights. Check it out. See if I make it dark. All our poles have lights. Works quite well, and it's easy. It's easy to use. So that was what my main wish, to make it easy. So, okay. Yeah, and this is a typical spline problem. I think has something to do with the reason that I pressed this unconform the selected master spline to the surface below. See, if I unpress it, the mesh is okay, but the spline itself is a bit hovering. So, okay. Now I show you a short example. For example, let me take a look at the other function with this generating of objects. So I make another mesh spline and we place some houses. So where am I? Here. So I press the button new layer and I go there and just load a house. I only take one. Cool thing is you could have a main component and 3 variations. So I could take 4 different houses and replace the houses. But I take only one house. Say we take this one here. And close it. You see, these are a lot of houses now. Too many. Therefore, we need to change the spacing. So easier to see if we go out of it. It doesn't matter. So it's just for a test. And of course, here we have to, don't want to have it in the middle of the road, but perhaps on the other side of the light poles. So we go to the master spline again, play around with the lateral position. I don't want to have the house on the street. Therefore, you would go to the mesh spline again. Take a look here. It's just a demo, you know. Okay. Just a demo. So, okay. Now we place these houses. Happy with it. And you want, for example, to have let's say table in front of the house, something this or that or bench. Or let's take a bench. Let's take a bench. Take this bench. Bring the magnet. Oh. Go to local, place the bench here. And then I take another table. I don't know. Do I have some nice tables here? No picnic tables. Oh, I take this one. Doesn't matter. I take this table. Put a pot plant on it. The magnet. All the time the magnet. So should be enough. So now we wish to have in front of every house this table, this bench, and this pot plant. Of course, it doesn't look very good if every house looks the same. It's just a demonstration. So I choose the house and say, this is my, here, this is my template object. The lights, because we don't need them. And then I select these 3 objects and say, use these as the T-statics. And yeah, that's it. We generate the T-static objects. And every house, you see, has, of course, okay, this is my mistake for above, but it's exactly the same position everywhere. See? Might be a bit floating here, and the houses are. I see the houses are not in world rotation. This, of course, is stupid. Can change it quite easily. Mesh spline from the house. Is it the house one? Yes. Here you see. You have to say world, and then okay. Yeah, but you see, you can not only use lights, but you can of course use other objects. But of course, this was a very bad example now because I put the houses to world location, and now of course the bench looks completely crappy. Doesn't matter. You can undo. You see, you can undo the functionality of my plugin too. And now I go first here and say world location, and really take a look if this stuff is more or less set right. Of course, the placement of this 3D assets has a lot to do with the origin inside the asset. If it's completely off, it might be that it doesn't work well. But I guess it should. Okay. Now we will see. Try it again. Oh, they are still selected, so I can just press. Now you see it looks better. The flower is really on the table here as well, and even here, of course, it is in the air because the placement of the houses with this spline tool is not perfect. It was just a demo. Okay, I think you get the idea why we have this tool and what we can do with it, and I changed something here with the lights. I don't know exactly what. Okay, and what you can do, of course, with this tool is if you go to an existing map like East Coast or West Coast, and they have already light poles there, can easily change them. It's the last thing I show you shortly, because special with my tool is that you can select forest items as well. For example, if you go to West Coast, they place the poles as forest items, and you can select them as well with my tool. Short moment. I'm just talking something because I don't want to cut the video later. I'm not a video pro and no YouTube influencer or whatever. So let's wait. I updated to this new version of BeamNG 0.37.6, I guess. So it's reloading everything here. So let's take a look. We go here to this light pole, go to the world editor, and you see you can't select it. Good thing is that I placed some some lights here. We don't have to do it again. Can't select it. I told you. Then you go to the forest tools, go to the select tool, and then you can select it, and can select it here in my tool. So where are the two lights? Here are the two lights. We select them, and we generate the lights. And if we take a look, here we have the folder with the generated lights. There seem to be quite a lot of these light poles. So if I go somewhere here, completely somewhere else, And now we change the time of day. And you see we have some light here. Or here. You see everywhere lights. So for you guys who like to make night lighted versions of the vanilla maps, I'm guessing you will like my tool very much. So it makes things really easier. So you see, and the light is really placed correctly everywhere. So yes, thanks for watching and have fun trying out my tool. Bye bye. Wrong button.